Our personal relationships. It can be a romantic relationship, or our relationship with parents, or our relationship with friends, or our relationship with self. The base for all of this is attachment theories. How our parents looked after us when we were kids. How did the people around us treat us? This paves the way for our attachment style and designs our lifelong relationships. We are going to look into this through attachment theories. We have talked about this earlier while speaking about the book called Attached. What is your attachment theory? Are you feeling secured? Are you feeling insecure? Do you have trust issues? Do you believe people like anything? What mode are you in? How did your childhood contribute to this? What was the role of your parents? We can figure out our attachment theories using all this. On the other hand, the attachment style of our kid while growing up is decided by the role played by the parents, the people the child sees daily. It might be a nanny or the child's grandparents, or any other member of the family. All of them play an important role in deciding the attachment style of the child. After growing up, we feel that relationships might have been easier if we had changed certain things. But change takes effort. Everything can be changed. Human beings are dynamic, we keep changing. We can make an effort to ensure that our attachment style is secure. But a child is in a blank state. To ensure that the child's attachment style is secure, we are going to look at one particular topic in this book. One chapter is based on attachment theories. The book written by Philippa Perry titled The Book You Wish Your Parents Had Read. And your kids will be glad that you did. There are a lot of amazing things in this book. But today we are going to look at only one topic. How was your attachment style as a child? How did your parents bring you up? How did it affect your relationships? Can it be passed on to your kids? If you don't want your child to be dismissive, insecure, or avoidant, your child has to feel very secured in this world. If you want that kind of attachment style, what role can you play as a parent? We have come across a child. It cries, it might want to go to the father or mother. We have a certain understanding about a child. We have also crossed that stage. So we have that experience. But your child is being a child for the first time, and has no previous experience. Neither has your child been an adult. Their needs are all satisfied in the womb naturally. No special effort is needed. But after being born, the child lies down. The child can't speak. Neither can the child understand what we speak or know who we are. The voice sounds familiar. But how does the child communicate what it needs? How does the child tell that it's hungry? As the child has no language at all, it will remain helpless for a while. The child can show signs, like crying, in different ways. The child tries to grab our attention to communicate their needs. The book talks about the different ways a child tries to communicate. How should we react to a child as parents? Using pacifier is fine. But why was the child crying? Why is the child calling the parent? What does the child need? Sometimes the child might not be hungry. Sometimes the child might not need anything, but might want to be with the parent and feel safe and secured. This book talks about the different ways in which a child communicates and what all you need to do as a parent. After a child is born, the mother creates a bonding with the child. It will be similar to the bond created by the mother's parents towards her when she was a child. The attachment style which we picked up as a child will be passed on to our child. And the child will grow up with its own attachment style as a reaction to that. Making it secure is in the hands of the parents. You can figure out what to do to make your child feel secure. First is secured attachment style. Secured is You are alone in a desert. Your child's perspective is that after a while, a group of people are coming towards you. And they take you somewhere. They ask you whether you want water. The group of people understand your needs and behave accordingly. If the same thing happens to the child feels very secured. Though I am alone in a desert. If I am in a tough situation, people will come. This is secured attachment style. Whatever difficulties the child faces, the mindset of the child will be, whatever happens, my people are there for me and they will come for me. They will help me out. I will be there for them and they will come for me. This is a secured feeling for a child. Now the second scenario. You are alone in a desert. You are waving your hands and shouting. You are calling out but no one is there. Suddenly you see 4 people. You are waving your hands and calling them. They are coming. They fulfill your needs very late. Or they don't give you what you need. When you are in a tough situation, you would want people to notice you. You will have to wave your hands and do all sorts of gestures. Only after all these efforts people will come for you. Sometimes they won't come at all. Or they might come and choose not to help you. This makes us feel insecure. We don't know whether people will come and whether they will help us. We don't know whether the people will take us to a safe place or leave us stranded again. When we look at this from the perspective of a child, the child keeps crying and it is not sure whether the mother or the father will pick it up. Suppose the parents keep the pacifier and move away. The parent not staying behind makes the child feel insecure. This is insecure attachment style. Such a child will grow up to become a people pleaser, believing that a lot of effort is needed. That's how people who have insecure attachment style will be. They will come and leave as they like. It is not permanent. Such people will feel very insecure. When a tough situation happens in life, they find it very difficult to trust people, and will always be doubtful. They will have insecurities all their life. Ordinary efforts won't suffice. We have to do something extra for the person to like us. What do we have to do for the person to like us tomorrow? We have to keep doing things for a person to like us. The child might grow up with such a mindset. The third is avoidant attachment style. You keep waving to people and people come to you. They help you and then leave. It gives the impression that people will not come despite our efforts. You stop waving. You saw the people walking in the desert. I need them. But they won't come if I wave to them. You get into such a mindset. Suppose the child keeps crying, but the parents don't come. So, the child will think that the parents won't come even if it cries. The child will keep its difficulties to itself. The avoidant attachment style develops in the child's mind. Anyway, the parent won't give even if the child asks. So, why ask in the first place? The parent won't understand even if the child tells. So, why tell? What is the need of the child? The child needs you and wants to speak to you. But the child doesn't trust its parents enough to do things for it. So, to avoid disappointments, the child develops avoidant tendencies. People with avoidant attachment style need love. But they keep avoiding that. Such people do the same to their partners. They won't open up that they need them. So they keep avoiding love to avoid disappointments. Clinging on to such avoidance style. Imagine a relationship between a person with avoidant attachment style and insecure attachment style. One will behave as if there is no need for the other person, while the other person will keep waiting. Hence the relationship will be very difficult. So, the child might grow up in this attachment style. The fourth one is dismissive attachment style. Imagine waving your hands in the desert and then Then a group of people come and question you for waving hands, and threaten to hit you. But you are trying to tell that you are in a desert for a long time. But the people say that you have been idle instead of doing something useful. You just wanted someone to come for you. And you wanted someone to acknowledge your problem. But you have been abused just because you asked for help. So, you will lose your trust in people. This is common in a lot of households. Suppose the child starts crying. The parents shift the blame towards the child for crying and scold the child. So, the child will think that it shouldn't cry. The child cries for the parent to come. But if the parent is going to hit the child for crying, why should the child cry? Such attachment style is very toxic. The reaction of the parent or the caretaker towards the child when it cries. This behavior pattern on a frequent basis. Doing parenting alone is not easy. We empathize with our own parents while our child grows up. But you should know what you felt as a child. Attachment theory is on page number 110. It is there for a few pages. It is an amazing book. You can give it to someone who is going to be a parent, or to someone who has a child. If you are unmarried, you can still read it as it throws light on your childhood. This book is for everyone. If my parents had read this book, I would have been very glad. They did their best. Maybe if they read this, they would get to know about their childhood. But somewhere we are trying to cut the cycle. The things that I didn't like as a child. And the things that made me uncomfortable. The things that I wanted to be different. The child should not suffer like we did and should get everything. Not just financially, also mentally.